in Week 10.
Sauce Gardner versus Drake London. Drake London has been a talent that is starting to show on the field for the Atlanta Falcons. Last week, he was going on top of the heads of Patriot after Patriot, and now Sauce Gardner has been brought in with 2 first-round draft picks because the coach believed that they can win a championship. He's going to get a test on Lou Anarumo's defense Week 1.
I want to hear from Bart on Sauce a little later in the program, but let's get to you and your Fired Up Friday. What are you looking forward to this weekend?
For me, it has to be the Patriots and Bucks. I think we have 2 quarterbacks in this game that has been mentioned in the MVP conversation. I know it's cooled off with Baker Mayfield in the last weeks, but he's carried this team. When you talk about MVP, it's the most valuable player. I think Baker Mayfield still can make that statement. But on the other side, Drake, man, we haven't seen a lot of the Patriots this year, but if you have to start paying attention, especially after the win over the Buffalo Bills.
We'll dive deeper into that game as well. Joe, what are you fired up for?
Monster weekend for the best division in football, the NFC West. Arizona and Jacoby Brissett, who are noticeably better on offense since making the change at quarterback, travel to Seattle. They're catching 6.5. That is going to be a highly competitive football game. On top of that, you have the Rams and Sean McVay going to San Francisco to take on Mac Jones and the Niners. Of the last 14 meetings between these two teams, the underdog has covered the spread in 13. They play tight matchups. And oh, by the way, Rams versus Seahawks next week in a battle for the 1 seed.
Such a good division.
Imagine he's out for the
question. I said it this morning. Will the real Green Bay Packers please stand up? You'll be there Monday.
Can't be a playoff team. Oh, wait, it's the Green Bay Packers. On the line Monday night, to me, for the Green Bay Packers is to prove that you are a true contender, to prove that you can play through adversity, but also stand up against the best of the best after not having a great week. Matt LaFleur understands that this team was put together, especially after the trade for.
So if Jordan Love is elite, like we know he's good, but is he elite? We watched those highlights. He threw the ball into a team meeting.
Yeah.
You have to understand when you get the football, you have the team's fate in your hands. And you talk about Jordan on their team, the most versatile. He's going to have to step up and make some of these plays. He's going to have to develop some more of these young receivers. He's going to have to find a way to get Matthew Golden to play up to his potential. And for that, he's going to have to show that he's elite, because that's what the elite players do. When they lose people, everybody's dealing with injuries, they find a way to still get the productivity that they need.
In his case, sometimes he's great and sometimes he's cheeks. And so you were telling us this morning, I'm falling in love with that term.
I'm going to surface and you say, okay, well, it was in Brazil. It wasn't. Then you end the season and it's in Philly and you lose in the playoff game. And then in the offseason, if you guys remember, who proposed the ban on the tush push? It was the Green Bay Packers. These two franchises, they've had history. The Eagles have had the best of them, and I don't think they particularly love each other. So if you're the Packers, we're home. We're on Monday Night Football. Everyone's watching. I think this is the best game the NFC has seen this year so far. Company man. I would also say that this is a biggest opportunity for the Packers to show someone that, like, hey, we don't just show up some games. We're there and we belong on the same field.
Packers are a slim favorite at home.
It was a 3-point spread. It's down to 1.5, so we've seen money on Philadelphia. The takeaway there is if you're only laying 1.5 at home, the other team's the better team. Philadelphia's rested 15 days to get ready for this game. Rare spot where you come off the bye and get the Monday night game. That's a big advantage for Philadelphia. To the point on Jordan Love, 44 career starts, including the postseason. What's his signature win? At some point, you have to have that, and this could be the type of game that sets that forward.
Howard Roseman with the win last week, too, for the trade.
We'll dive into it. We'll see. All right, we'll dive into that.
Oh, first of all, I like when this defense gets active on early downs, active at the line of scrimmage against their run, that they don't just sit back. I think the second thing that stands out is they will knock the line of scrimmage backwards at times. And the third thing is, they can get relatively disruptive in the run game. We often talk about them, Rashawn Gary, Micah Parsons, in just the pass game, but those two guys are really disruptive, sometimes winning one-on-one with quickness or shedding that block. If they're capable of doing that, more often than not, I do think that just structure-wise, the way that they play coverage is built to have success against them in the pass game. I would never, 0 snaps of playing single one-on-one versus A.J. Brown. This defense gives up the least amount of explosive plays in the NFL. Green Bay does. That's a recipe to try and slow down that offense.
And as you talk about that knockback, if I'm Philly, we saw this before their bye week playing the Giants. They got into big people, jumbo, put an extra offensive lineman on the field. The Panthers got into some 13 personnel with 3 tight ends on the field, big people, and tried to run at them. If I'm Philly, I'm going to do some of that. They did it against the Giants. And once you do that, this is with 3 tight ends on the field. Now, this play comes back because of a holding penalty on Lane Johnson, but this is where it starts to open up. For Jalen Hurts, now you're going play action. When you say put the ball in his hands, if you can get that run game going and you can put the ball in his hands for pass plays like this, going over the middle off of play action from the run game when you have Saquon Barkley rushing an 80-yard play with 6 offensive linemen out there, it helps open up the offense for everyone. Because to your point, you don't want A.J. Brown in one-on-one coverage. We start to run the ball on you, you'll have no choice but to change your defensive structure, you know?
I'm a company man, and I'm new. So take this for what it's worth.
This is going to be good.
I'm telling you this right now.
Yep.
This is the biggest game the NFC has had all season. And we're having it on ESPN and on Monday Night Football. And usually these games, big NFC matchups, you've got Burkhardt and Brady and the Fox guy. This is Monday night, and to me, last year's season for the Packers was bookended with the Eagles. They started off and they lost in Brazil, and then they went to the playoffs into Philly and they lost there. And in neither game did Jeff Hafley's defense stop that Eagles offense. This is part 3, and you have Micah Parsons. This is a challenge to those Packers, and we're going to talk about the tush push plenty before then and there. Because remember, in the offseason, it was the Packers who brought that to the league and said, let's get rid of this thing after playing them twice. I want to see if this Jeff Hafley defense is up to the challenge. Whatever happened last week against Carolina, that seems to be in the DNA of this Packers team, just head-scratching losses. This one you should not be getting snuck up on. This one should not be a trap game. This one, to me, is your Packers defense. Can you stop that Eagles offense, especially in the trenches? I can't wait.
I like the company, man. He also mentioned Brady and Burkhardt. It was like a shout out to
Hey,
my old
listen, here's my thing.
The boys.
We have all the respect in the world for the other networks, but give me Joe and Troy and
Let's go.
Okay,
No doubt.
Laura Rutledge. My spine. Thanks for the latest there, Adam. Just great stuff.
Isn't that
Chivalry?
bad?
I don't know what that was. All right, Peter, what do we have coming up? You're by the fire.
Warm and toasty over here, Laura. I'm at the NFL Live Lounge. This is where it all goes down. I'm going to tell you who the most interesting man in football is this weekend. We haven't mentioned his name yet today.
What else did we think of the book?
Guys, it's Sunday.
I would say the Jordan Love interception last week, that was reckless. No need for you to you can't justify why you threw that football. Some of those clips you showed with Bo, while they almost end up picks, I could sit there and watch tape with Bo and be like, hey, it's one-on-one. I took a shot. Well, I need you to make a better throw. I was on the move and I felt coverage. I need you to make a better throw. So as long as you can explain to me why you're making some of those throws, I'm okay with that. Also, we have an elite defense, and I don't want you to hang them out.